Of course, you've had bread and butter before. They go so well together. There are all kinds of bread and even some different kinds of butter. What is your favorite kind of bread? Whole wheat, sourdough, rye, or something else? Imagine a warm slice of your favorite bread spread with butter. So yummy. Now that I've made you hungry, what about the expression bread and butter? Sadly, it doesn't have anything to do with actual bread and butter. So then what does this expression mean and where did it come from? Let's take a detailed look at the expression bread and butter. Before I explain the meaning of the expression bread and butter, it might help you remember its meaning if you understand the origin of the expression or how it came about. As you know, people need to earn an income to be able to buy the things they need to live, which includes the food they eat. Many years ago, bread and butter could fairly easily have been made at home or was inexpensive to buy. Therefore, bread and butter might have been the only meal some people could afford if they had no income or very little income. And that's where the expression bread and butter comes from, your income to buy your food. Following up on its origin, the expression bread and butter means a person's livelihood or main source of income. It's the job or work a person does that provides them with the money they need to live. To explain it a little more, if something is your bread and butter, it's your most important or only income. Are you ready for some examples of how you might hear bread and butter used in sentences? Here's our first example. How will you earn your bread and butter if you don't find a job? Good question. A second example would be, he is an artist on the weekends, but being a clerk is his bread and butter. Finally, here's a third example. She can't miss another day of work. It's her bread and butter. I should mention that there are some words or phrases which mean the same as bread and butter, such as livelihood, job, means of support, employment, living. So why would you use the expression bread and butter instead of one of these other words or phrases? When you use the expression bread and butter, it's a more sophisticated use of English and shows you know how to use common expressions. How well do you understand the expression bread and butter? It's quiz time. Which of these sentences uses bread and butter as an expression correctly? Number one of the best breakfasts is warm bread and butter. Number two, she needs to buy bread and butter at the store. Number three, his job is the family's bread and butter. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. And the correct answer is sentence number 3. Here's an explanation of the correct answer. The first two sentences use bread and butter as a food. Number 1, bread and butter for breakfast. Number 2, buying bread and butter at the store. Only the third sentence uses bread and butter as the expression I've explained. His job is the family's bread and butter. Did you get the correct answer? I hope so. Now that you understand the expression bread and butter, how does it apply to you? What is your job, your livelihood? What is it that you do that gives you the money you need to live? That's your bread and butter. Leave your example of your bread and butter in the comments section below. We want to know how you would use this expression. Here's my example. As a teacher, education is my bread and butter. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Learn English naturally and speak it with confidence. Thank you for watching.